concluded at the stage of its consideration of Agenda Item 19. The General Assembly will resume its consideration of Agenda Item 136, entitled Impact of Rapid Technological Change on the Achievement of the Sustainable Development Goals and Targets, to take action on a draft resolution issued as document A/75/84. I now give the floor to the distinguished representative of Spain to introduce a draft resolution A/75/84.
Muchas gracias.
Thank you very much, Mr. President. On behalf of the principal sponsors, Egypt, Turkey, and Spain, I am pleased to introduce today draft resolution A/75/L84 entitled International Year of Glass 2022. Mr. President, the draft that we are presenting today was born thousands of years ago on the shores of the Sea of Tyre and Sidon, the cradle of Western civilization, when we saw the appearance of the transparent, hard and colourful pearls in the remains of a campfire. Thus, glass arose out of the fusion of sand with alkaline ashes. From there, it travelled to Egypt, where it was used for the finest pharaonic jewels, and then to Rome, from where it spread to the entire Roman Empire. The invention of the blowing cane was the first technological revolution that made glass available to us, to all. Later, in the 13th century, stained glass brought light and colour into Gothic churches, thus transforming architecture. Glass has evolved with the history of mankind. A transparent, invisible substance that underpins and explains rapid technological progress and, at the same time, the possibility of building a more sustainable and fairer world. When, in 1961, fibre optics were invented, few could foresee the telecommunications revolution and the birth of the Internet. The development of those clear wires was at the origins of globalization, also at the origins of 5G in the 21st century and an unlimited future. Glass is an essential material in architecture. It is the basis of clean energy, a biomaterial par excellence, where it is used to replace or repair bone or heal wounds, or in the billions and billions of chemically inert and resistant tubes of COVID vaccine. It is also a good example of sustainable consumption and production, since it can be recycled over and over again. Mr. President, this brief history supports the emerging theory that we stand at a special moment in human history, the Age of Glass. That is why we are proposing the approval by this General Assembly of 2022 as the International Year of Glass. This is a project that was born back in 2018, promoted by the International Glass Commission, and then supported by the Community of Glass Associations and by the International Committee of Glass Museums and Collections. This resolution that we are presenting today is possible thanks to the support of more than 1,500 organizations from 79 countries on the 5 continents. It is endorsed by many countries, along with the world of glass science, universities and research centres, technological champions and glass manufacturers in all 4 corners of the planet, professional associations, museums and libraries. Glass scientists, educators, engineers, manufacturers and artists together with civil society, will be the protagonists, hosting and participating in thousands of activities around the globe. The celebration of the Year of Glass will make an exceptional contribution to achieving the Sustainable Development Goals of the United Nations 2030 Agenda. By extension, it will contribute to the advancement of glass science, engineering, and art. Respecting the best traditions of other United Nations declared years, the Year of Glass will make it possible to advance in forging a more sustainable future in a fairer and more supportive world. Following a series of informal consultations, the text was put to silence procedure, and we are pleased to note that the silence was not broken. Therefore, we hope that the resolution will be adopted by consensus in the General Assembly plenary session today. In closing, on behalf of the main sponsors, Egypt, Turkey and Spain, I would like to thank the representatives of all member states who participated actively in the negotiation process. I thank them for their constructive contributions throughout this entire process. Our thanks also go to the Office of the Special Representative of the United Nations Industrial Development Organization to the United Nations for the advice and support provided throughout the consultation process. Thank you very much, Mr. President.
I thank the distinguished representative of Spain. The Assembly will now take action on draft resolution A/75/L84, entitled International Year of Glass 2022. For your information, the draft resolution has closed for e-sponsorship. I now give the floor to the representative of the Secretariat.
Mr. President, I should like to announce that since the submission of the draft resolution, and in addition to those delegations listed on the L document, the following countries have also become co-sponsors of A/75/L84: Brazil, China, Colombia, Cuba, Ecuador, Hungary, Japan, Mongolia, Russian Federation, Slovakia, and the Bolivarian Republic of Venezuela. If any other countries wish to co-sponsor A/75/L84, please signify by pressing the microphone button. Mr. President, I see Costa Rica, Senegal, Guatemala, although Guatemala is already on the L document, Kiribati, Thank you, Mr. President.
May I take it that the Assembly decides to adopt draft resolution A/75/L84.
No, they should turn off the microphone. Costa Rica and Guatemala.
Costa Rica and Guatemala, would you wish to speak at this point?
No.
No,
They
okay.
turned off.
May I take it that the Assembly decides to adopt a draft resolution A/75/84? It is so decided.
On the next page, we have one speaker.
Okay. Before giving the floor for explanations of vote after the vote, may I remind delegations that explanations of vote are limited to 10 minutes and should be made by delegations from their seats. I now give the floor to the representative of the United States.
Thank you, Mr. President. The United States joins consensus on the resolution, and we thank Egypt, Spain, and Turkey for their facilitation. We underscore that certain documents referenced in this resolution, including the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development and Addis Ababa Action Agenda, among others, are non-binding documents that do not create rights or obligations under international law. I refer you to our global explanation of position delivered on September 1st, 2015. The United States does not support calls for technology transfer that are not both voluntary and on mutually agreed terms. On preambular paragraph 11, we urge the United Nations to show caution when identifying and dictating specific activities without a clear method of funding, including educational programs and museum exhibitions associated with the International Year of Glass. Thank you, Mr. President.